In this tutorial, we will discuss about the management of relationships and multiple tables and how you develop the connections between all the tables that you have. But before that, I will show you the data I have. This is the data set. It's the same food storage data set, but with a different set of information. You can see the first sheet entails the store, the product name, price, and its production cost. And then we have the sales. Here you can see that sales with respect to the transactions made by all the customers are mentioned here, along with their product ID that they have purchased, the order ID, the number of units they have purchased, and the date. So then we have a third table, which is actually the list of all the customers we have. This is a sort of a B2B business where we have a few customers which will be considering or purchasing our products for further resale. So this is the data set we have right now. Let's move on to Power BI and quickly fetch the data. That's the relationship data that we have. We will load it into the system, and you can see that there are 3 sheets available now. We will take all these 3 and load it into Power BI directly. So now it's loading into the Power BI desktop, and once it's done, we will go directly to the model tab, which is present here. This is the model view that we have. So Power BI develops information about these relationships according to its own understanding, which can be correct or incorrect. So let me walk you through this entire relationship, and then we will try to manage and improvise it. So here you can see that we have to store the sales and customer information, and now we want to select this customer information and sales. Let's see. So if you double click on this line that we have made, you can see that the edit relationship dialog box has opened, and the ones that are shaded are actually connected with many-to-one relationship or cardinality. Now what is wrong here is that the customer's name can be different, and I want them to be connected on customer ID with many-to-one relationship, and I will click on OK. Now if I hover on it, you can see that customer ID in both the tables is highlighted, and if I double click on it, the customer ID is shaded here. Now if we try to understand, we have a few customers and the sales are many against those customers. So this is the table where we have 1, and against 1 customer we can have multiple sales. So what if we just flip the information and have the sales information here? So now you can see that we have one-to-many relationship here. 1 customer can have multiple sales, and it should be connected on the basis of customer ID. And if we want to set the filter direction, we will select both. So this is the cardinality. You have different options here: many-to-one, one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many, and we will select one-to-many, and I will click OK. Now this relationship has changed, and you can see that the arrows have shifted from 1 to 2 arrows now. So let's see what does this actually mean. I'll double click on it and I will change it to single direction. I'll click OK. Now I will go to the visualization or the report tab, and we want to create a visualization here. So we want to see if we can extract data from the store and customer information together. So let's come here, and so we will click on customer information, select state, and so we have selected state, and now customer information is only connected to Apocalypse sales. So it's not connected to store, and we want to create a quick measure here. So let's begin. We will discuss the measures and other DAX expressions in the coming videos, but for now, just a quick view. So we want to count So count Apocalypse Store product ID. I just made some kind of mistake. So yes, product ID, press enter. Now we have this and let's execute it. So yes, it has been executed, and let's see where it is. Here's the measure we created, and you can see that in every state it is 10, but that is not the case, which is why we need to connect the tables, the sheets directly. Let's go back to the model view, and we want to make it both ways so that we can filter it properly. And let's click on OK, and when we go back to report and so here when we have changed both the relationships to both sides, now the system is able to filter out data from all the tables because of those connections, and you can see that the correct number is now available here in the measure. So now when we go back, you need to make sure that when you click on these, you make this relationship active. Unless otherwise, the relationship that has been selected by the system will work. So you need to click on it and select OK. Now for demonstration purposes, I would delete both of these relationships so that you may know how to start the relationship from scratch if the system does not develop it right away. So I'll click on this one and I'll delete, and yes. So both of the relationships have been deleted. So now when you want to create a relationship, I can pick this customer ID and I will just drop it over customer ID, and a relationship has been made. Let me click over this relationship and you can see that the sales are the many relationship, and this is the customer ID on which both the relationships have been connected, and the cardinality is many to one. I will change it to both, the filter direction, and OK. Now for the other relationship, I will pick the product ID from here. Usually we pick the product ID or any column from the table in which the one relationship exists, and towards the many we will drop it here, and let's click on this relationship. We can see that product ID is the variable at which both the tables are connected. It's a many to one relationship, and again we will change it to both and click OK. Now the relationships have been made, and you can connect all the dots with these relationships, and it helps you filter out information, filter out data, extract data from multiple tables without any hassle, and you can create visualizations by connecting all these tables together. So the complexity increases with the number of tables incorporated here. So as much as you incorporate tables, they need to be interconnected, and the complexity increases. So it's your choice how many you want to add and what kind of analysis you want to perform. For complex analysis and company level analysis, we need to cater to multiple departments and data from different sheets. So I hope you understand the basic idea of how to connect different tables, and I'll meet you in the next session. Until then, thank you from my side.